Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome to Gents. I hope that you're doing well. So we recently had a tournament on the community tab of my YouTube channel, and I'm running another tournament right now, unless you're watching this like 3 years in the future, and then it's possible that I'm not. But when I'm filming this video, I am. So make sure to go on there and cast your votes. Be included in the next tournament. If you don't vote, then you can't complain. That's what they say. So with this one, I did a little mini tournament. 8 fragrances. 8 of the biggest, most popular fragrances, designer-wise, that have ever been released. And they went head to head, and you guys voted to determine which one stands atop the bunch. We're talking fragrances that have been sold by the millions. Just crazy amounts of people wearing these, and you guys voted, and you let it be known which one is a numero uno, the best of the best. Let's jump into it. Let's take a look at the matchups. Let's see how you voted. So with this one, really all I did was I picked out a group, like I said, 8 fragrances that are all really big ones. Some of the biggest that these fragrance houses have ever released. And I just pitted them up against each other. I did have a general idea of why I was putting what up against what. And I also had a pretty good idea of how things would shake out. But we'll talk about that as we take a look at these matchups. Oh, P.S. You shop at luckyscent.com, use the code 10Gents, 10% off your order. Ooh, link in the description. maxaroma.com, twistedlily.com, same deal. Except for the code is Gents10 instead of 10Gents, 10% off. All right, first matchup. It was Aqua Di Joe Profumo going up against Mont Blanc Explorer. Why did I put these up against each other? Well, they're both really versatile fragrances. Both of these are also great compliment pulling fragrances. They also have a similar color scheme going on. And actually that's probably really the main reason I put them up against each other. This one is black and silver, and this one also is black and silver. So they go up against each other. So yeah, Aqua Di Joe Profumo going up against Explorer. Explorer, of course, smells like Creed's Aventus, but given a designer twist. Very fresh, easy to wear. Nice spiciness to it, great woodiness, really solid fragrance. And then Aqua Di Joe Profumo. It's Aqua Di Joe, but given a modern edge, a modern twist, you could say. And the incense in here really gives it an extra bit of depth. Makes it really nice for fall and winter, in my opinion, as well as spring and summer. Now, this matchup had 29,000 votes cast, and it was a landslide victory. And I'm sure every one of you out there knows which one took the win. It was Aqua Di Joe Profumo. It absolutely annihilated Explorer. Now, I've got to be honest, when I was putting this together, in my mind, I was like, well, this one over here, Aqua Di Joe Profumo, this is like an obvious favorite, and then Explorer is a big underdog. And typically when you start tournaments out, you know, it's like the number 1 seed going up against the number 8 seed. And yeah, Explorer didn't stand a chance. Basically, the second that I put this poll up, it was just like Aqua Di Joe, Aqua Di Joe, Aqua Di Joe, Aqua Di Joe, and then a few votes trickling in for Explorer. So there's your first matchup. Profumo moves on. And then the second matchup was between Eros, Eau de Toilette, and Paco Rabon 1 million, the original. Now, this matchup is obvious. It makes sense if you think about each one of these as being clubbing fragrances, because 1 million was one of the OG clubbing scents that really took off, and people really knew it for that, you know, for getting you attention, getting you compliments on a night out. When you needed a fragrance that was going to be sweet and perform like crazy and cut through a crowd, 1 million did that, and people flocked to it and bought this up like crazy. Though to be fair, there was Black XS by Paco Rabon that came out before this one, and that frankly was just as good as far as that type of situation, type of situational use, I should say. But 1 million, you all know it. And then Eros came in and kind of stole some of the thunder from 1 million. It became the newer, cooler, hotter clubbing night out fragrance. But as I've said a million times, Eros has great versatility. Like, you can wear this pretty much anywhere, anytime, and assuming you don't go insane with the trigger, with just spraying yourself too much, it'll work. I actually do think it's more versatile than 1 million. 1 million is more locked in as like a fall, wintertime fragrance, but I'm not bagging on 1 million because this is, at this point, a modern classic. 35,000 votes cast, And yet again, somehow, the percentages were exactly the same. So you had 29,000 votes cast for the Aqua Di Joe matchup, and it was 75% to 25%. This one, you had even more votes cast, and yet again, 75% to 25%. Eros crushed 1 million. And I gotta be honest, I saw it coming. I figured that Eros would win because this is a much more popular fragrance nowadays. And when you put these up against each other, more people are going to lean toward this one. I think it has more of a compliment factor nowadays, and people really do factor that in to their purchases, as much as some people would say, no, compliments don't matter. For a lot of people, they do. You got to be honest here, okay? 1 million, as I said, is more for a particular time, particular season, particular uses for a lot of people. So it's more of like a fragrance that fits a particular niche, but then you have Eros that you can rock pretty much any time. And so Eros won and moved on. Matchup 3, and this was a tough matchup. It was the one Eau de Parfum from Dolce & Gabbana going up against Spice Bomb Extreme from Viktor and Rolf. Now, I gotta be honest here. The first matchup, if I was gonna pick just one of those, Explorer or Aqua Di Joe Profumo, that would be tougher for me than you might expect, but I would still go Profumo. And between Eros and 1 million, I would pick Eros, that one pretty easily, making that decision. This one, this is a tough one. You know, depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, I would pick this one or this one. It depends on the day you catch me. If I had to just choose one, I think I'm gonna go with the one Eau de Parfum, but it wasn't up to me, it was up to you. And there were 40,000 votes cast in this matchup, and it was close, 53% to 47%. The winner was Spice Bomb Extreme. Now, as I said, I would have gone back and forth, but ultimately would have landed on the one Eau de Parfum myself. I just think this stuff smells so good. It's amazing. Like a 10 out of 10 in terms of the scent profile. Spice Bomb Extreme, also really, really nice. My favorite Spice Bomb fragrance. Absolutely fantastic. The performance of Spice Bomb crushes the one Eau de Parfum. But if we're just talking like memories that I have tied to the fragrance and the overall smell and everything like that, I'm going to go the one Eau de Parfum. But unfortunately, that one gets bounced out in its first matchup. Our next matchup, the last of the opening rounds, was between Sauvage Eau de Parfum and Y Eau de Parfum. So obviously you get it. They're both blue fragrances. They're both Eau de Parfums. They're both really well known for having crazy versatility and mass appeal and all that stuff. And you would think maybe with Sauvage that I should have gone Sauvage Elixir or maybe Sauvage Eau de Toilette. But I think Elixir is a very different type of fragrance. It's not as much of a typical blue. So I don't think that matchup would make as much sense going up against Y Eau de Parfum. Y Eau de Toilette, I could see that, but I wanted to go EDP against EDP here. And I thought about going Bleu de Chanel also, so maybe we'll work a matchup in a future tournament where we can get these going against each other. And depending on the day you check, actually, Sauvage Eau de Parfum is sometimes the best-selling Sauvage on these websites like Macy's and Saks, Nordstrom, wherever Sauvage is carried, Sephora. I only say that because there's not a massive chasm between the Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum as far as overall popularity goes. So Y Eau de Parfum, Sauvage Eau de Parfum. This matchup, not as close as the one and Spice Bomb. There were a lot of votes, 37,000 of them, but it was 65% to 35%. And which one of these do you think won? Sauvage? Y? It was Y. Yeah, won by a pretty substantial margin, 30%. I had a feeling that Y Eau de Parfum would win that matchup. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a difference, but it was. So obviously that sweet apple citrus combo in the opening of Y, along with the amberwood and sage as it dries down, you guys gravitate more toward that than the Ambroxan vanilla Sauvage Eau de Parfum. For me, it's another one where depending on the day you catch me, I would pick one or possibly the other. I think if I were gonna keep just one, that would be Y Eau de Parfum. So I think I'm there with you on that. So now we move on to the semifinal round. First matchup, Aqua Di Joe Profumo against Versace Eros Eau de Toilette. So these two in their first round matchups just annihilated the competition. Each one of them won by 50%. And in this matchup, people weren't quite as hyped to vote on it because I think it was like a foregone conclusion. Like, we already know who's going to win this one. So at 32,000 votes, and it was not really close. It wasn't. It was 68%, 32%. And once again, Aqua Di Joe Profumo won. Eros did have its work cut out for it because Aqua Di Joe Profumo is one of the most loved fragrances by the fragrance community of the past ever. So anything going up against it, it's like already behind the 8 ball. It's rough. It's hard going out there for a G. So Eros Eau de Toilette put up a little bit more of a fight than Explorer, but still didn't come close. When you lose by 36%, I don't really know how much you can say, well, at least we did better than the last guy. Yeah, kinda. So Aqua Di Joe Profumo moves on into the final round. And in the other semifinal matchup, Spice Bomb Extreme against Y Eau de Parfum. And this was another one where I was like, oh man, this is gonna be close. It's gonna be real close. Spice Bomb Extreme, of course, so many people love this for cool weather. But then Y Eau de Parfum, you can use it year round. Some people would say in summer it's a little too sweet. I think you just dial back the sprays a little bit, still works. For me personally, between these two, that's another just, I don't know. it gets really difficult. I think maybe I would go Y Eau de Parfum, but that's a really tough call. And if it were fall and winter between the two, I'd rather have Spice Bomb. So yeah, 39,000 votes. So it was another one where people were getting involved. And actually this one was 53 to 47, somehow the exact same as the percentages between the One Eau de Parfum and Spice Bomb Extreme. Really crazy how you can get tens of thousands of votes and multiple times have the exact same percentage. So it's like some people are voting the exact same way each matchup is what it feels like. Because I don't think you can actually see the percentages until you vote, so yeah. But yeah, 39,000 votes, 53% to 47%. The winner was Spice Bomb Extreme. Yeah, Y Eau de Parfum, just like the One Eau de Parfum, so close. It really shows you the staying power of Spice Bomb Extreme in people's hearts, right? Yeah, we're getting emotional here. We're talking about longevity in the heart and the soul. Spice Bomb Extreme, you guys just can't get enough of this stuff. It dethroned in this tournament the One Eau de Parfum and Y Eau de Parfum, which are just two of the hottest designers ever. Brings us to the final matchup. Aqua Di Joe Profumo against Spice Bomb Extreme. Is Spice Bomb powerful enough to dethrone this monstrosity over here? This ends up in every single list that I have you guys make. And now I'm the one that made the tournament. I'm the one that put the fragrances in. And here it is in the finale. Like, I haven't learned my lesson to just never put Aqua Di Joe Profumo as an option because it will beat everything. So in the grand finale here of this tiny tournament, 32,000 votes cast, 55% for the winner, 45% for the loser. And the winner was Aqua Di Joe Profumo. Yep, Profumo. Now I do feel like Spice Bomb Extreme had a harder path to the finale, going through the One Eau de Parfum and Y Eau de Parfum. Aqua Di Joe Profumo went through Explorer and Eros. I think that is a little bit easier of a matchups, but obviously if Spice Bomb Extreme lost at the end to Aqua Di Joe Profumo and Profumo crushed everything the way it did before that, I think that regardless of what the matchups were, it didn't matter that Profumo was going to win this. Like, I'm not sure what I could have put in here to beat Aqua Di Joe Profumo. Maybe like Dior Homme Intense, bring out the people that are really hardcore into iris fragrances. Maybe then that wins. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum maybe would have a chance. And honestly, off the top of my head, I think those are probably the only ones that would stand a chance. Like, seeing how people voted here, I don't know. Maybe we'll do a tournament to try to dethrone Aqua Di Joe Profumo, and I'll just match it up against 10 different things and see how it goes. Yeah. All right, guys, that will do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me here. Thank you for taking part in this tournament. Again, another one going on right now in the community tab. Check that out. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.